This is cool. So after an argument, Ellie comes home and Joel's hanging outside on his porch. He's got outdoor heating.
Playing the guitar.
It's like snowing outside. Oh, there's snow sticking on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So it must be quite cold, like well below
Yep.
freezing. I'm surprised. I'm surprised that he's not wearing that much clothing for sitting outside in the cold. But I guess it's okay
Right.
because he's got an outdoor heater.
I guess. And the interior of the house must be quite warm, because if you go outside, get cold, you're like, well, I can just walk back inside, get warm again. But if the interior is drafty and cold, you're like, I don't ever want to get cold. You know.
That's right.
But
I
he's
guess
got a
this
heater.
is a statement of things are going quite well in Jackson, Wyoming after the apocalypse because they got that electricity that can run outdoor heaters.
I mean, they're just dumping, literally dumping electric energy into heat
Just out into the world where it's cold
out into the
outside.
world. They've just got so much excess power that they're running heaters.
I mean,
And they have alternate,
that's great.
heating sources like burning wood, which means
I
they
guess
don't want to waste wood.
I guess
They're
we'll-
just doing so well.
I guess which would I prefer, electric heater or wood fire outside? Not in terms of okay, I would prefer the wood fire. I think bonfires are super awesome, but in terms of thinking about they're in the apocalypse, they got to be resource careful. They got to be resource efficient. I think actually electric heater is the right move because they have effectively unlimited power from from the dam, the hydroelectric dam.
Yeah. I guess my issue is you're running a hydroelectric dam,
Yep.
and if they're running it so excessively that people are running heaters and lights, I mean,
Oh,
are they running the turbines too
Yeah.
much?
I mixed feelings because on one hand, when the turbines in the dam spin, then that's wear because it's rotating mechanical parts.
Yeah.
On the other hand, if I remember, there is like you don't want to put the brakes on them because you want them to spin with the flow of the water. Whereas if you have put the brakes on them, that's a different type of stress on the turbines. So maybe this makes sense because during the day you have the power draw for all of their power equipment, all their construction equipment, and then at the night when people aren't working, you instead use that electricity, which is already still going to be generated from the hydroelectric dam. You put that into these heaters instead, lights on at night.
I see. So let's say if the so a turbine at a particular water pressure, you're saying probably has an optimal rotation rate as the
Where
water
it's just
flows through.
spinning freely because of the water flow.
If you wanted to run slowly, you got to put brakes on. If you run too fast, it's probably going to overheat
Exactly.
or something, or additional wear. So if you want to hit this optimal range, then that night there may actually be excess power. They may actually be requesting, hey, people turn on excess, load like
Right.
heaters, so that the load matches the output of the turbine at night when the power draw is less. I could see it.
Exactly.
And then maybe assuming they have, like, say they have 4 turbines and they require 1 or 2 during the day, they can rotate those as needed, but they can go from 2 to 1 turbine, which would be too little power. They can't go to 2 to 3, so they try to stick with 2, and they need the additional load.
That's also a good point. You rather than power cycling, just leave them on all the time. Throttle a little bit, but leave them on all the time.
Leave them on all the time. So this actually could make sense, although they're doing real well.
I'm still surprised by he wouldn't have a jacket on, but whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Maybe I'm sensitive to cold. Very possible.
Well, I think, okay, if you're living in a winter place, because I've lived in winter place, if the inside of your house is warm, when you can go outside in a t-shirt, go outside in light
Little bits
stuff
for a little bit. Yeah, take out the trash
for a
and come
little
back in.
bit, because you're not feeling so bad.
Right.
Like I'm gonna feel a little bit cold, but I can go back in and I'll be fine. It's really like the interior of the house has to be warm.
Yeah. I had to wait
So-
for some public transit here where I lived. I'm living right now. I had to wait for like an hour outside in slightly above freezing weather. It was awful. It sucked. It sucked so
It starts
bad.
to get cold. Yeah.
I literally
especially if you're
skipped
not
work that
moving.
day. I just went home.
Yeah.